178 world leaders gathered in Rio
They're
today.
calling it the summit that will save the planet.
But will it make a difference?
For 20 years, we have followed the lives of 11 children, all born at the time of the Rio Earth Summit. The first time world leaders had got together to promise future generations a better world. We wanted to know if the promise of the Earth Summit was fulfilled in their lives. Now, in 2012, there's a new Earth Summit in Rio. And we've returned to each child to discover what lessons their lives have to offer. Of all the children we've been filming, perhaps Erdo has lived the most precarious existence. Erdo lives in a children's care home in a small town called Isiolo.
Welcome to Fursa.
Show me.
Hii ndio domo yetu sasa pale tunalalanga. Tunalala hapa hivi ndani kuja uone. Kuja ndani karibu. That was my bed. I sleep there. That is our dome for big boys. Come here in that dome.
Erdo's family are Turkana, a nomadic people who have roamed the land for as long as anyone can remember. When we first filmed here in 1992, the family had just been attacked by armed cattle raiders. A few days later, Erdo's parents returned to survey the damage to their property. Erdo's mother, Esther, had hoped her son would attend the local school. Now a brave teacher salvages what he can.
Ni wizi umefanyika hapa nyumbani unaona. Hata hapa ndani vitabu vile vinatambaa.
At this time, Erdo's father had 2 wives and 12 children. Their food and cattle stolen, Erdo's parents took to burning trees to make charcoal to sell in the nearest town. With so many mouths to feed, a rift was beginning to form between Erdo's parents. Five years later, we found Erdo in a completely new situation, and too shy to speak on camera. Against her wishes, Esther has had another baby. For her, this was the last straw. Going against her husband, as well as the tribal traditions, Esther decided she no longer wanted Erdo to grow up to be a herder. She left her husband and was building a house to settle down within reach of a school. Esther stuck to her plans and moved from being a nomad to a corn farmer. She was convinced that education would make the crucial difference to Erdo's future.
Erdo, put up your hand. What is 2 times 10? Erdo?
20.
The rift between Erdo's parents sums up the problems of nomadism versus a settled way of life. neither is an easy option. When the rains fail, Esther can't get a decent crop. But all Christopher has to do is move his herd to where there is grass. But he needs to be armed.
Kuna watu wanaiba ng'ombe hawa. Unawapenda?
Sana.
Wanaitwaje?
Chifta. Chifta.
Ukipatiwa bunduki unaweza fanya hao nini?
Utaua.
As time went on, the insecurity only got worse. Erdo became disillusioned. Eventually, he ran away from home. He joined a gang of street kids in nearby Isiolo town. This was where the care home stepped in and rescued him. They've placed Erdo in a class of 12-year-olds, and he's loving it.
People who work in hospital wear gloves since they touch every.
Mimi ningependa katika talanta yangu ninajua kuimba, ninajua kuchora, lakini ile kazi ningependa sana, ningependa hata kuwa lawyer hivi, kazi ya serikali.
But Erdo's dream of a brighter future has once again been thrown out of reach. There's been another wave of ethnic unrest with many deaths. Erdo was lucky to escape with his life.
Nikakutana na mob, sasa nilikuwa narudi. Juu wale walikuwa mbele yangu wangeniua, na wale wako nyuma tena ni karibu watu 300. Sasa iko kijana mmoja alikuwa ananijua sana, akaniambia mimi nakujua vizuri, ni Mturkana, wewe fanya hivi, wewe torokanga, mimi nakujua vizuri. Sasa nimeanza kukimbia hivyo, wengine wamenipiga na mafimbo, lakini nilipata nafasi ya kutoroka. Iko mtu wa pikipiki ndio aliniokoa, akanifikisha huko chini bari kwa AP. Hapo sasa ndio niliokolewa ba.
Erdo's mum, Esther, has been in hiding. She's visiting her house for the first time since the Troubles. The scene is all too familiar. Erdo's care home have moved him away from the fighting to a more secure environment.
Jupali hata tulikuwa tumeambiwa tutaenda secondary. Sasa maneno secondary kagonga Mrama, tumeleta polytechnic. Ya kuhusu hii wiring gari, tuko na metalwork.
Through insecurity, Erdo's dream of becoming a lawyer now seems unattainable.
Sana mamangu amenilea, hakuna siku mimi kunifukuza, yani kima alikuwa ananifunza tabia mzuri. Mimi nasema mama ni muhimu sana, juu yeye anajua shida zangu zote.